Welcome to Voices of Joy Voiceovers. Take a moment to unwind, kick back, and immerse yourself in the captivating and uplifting story for today. Here at Voices of Joy, we love introducing you to a variety of Bible versions, ones that you might not come across every day, or you may be discovering for the very first time. So settle in and let our joy-filled voices guide you through an inspirational experience. Voices of Joy family, a warm welcome back to part 5 of our wonderful series, Joseph and His Brothers. Today's chapter, Genesis 41, verses 37 through 57, unfolds the awe-inspiring story of Joseph made ruler of Egypt. It's a story woven with dreams, resilience, and divine purpose that will certainly captivate your hearts. So gather around, let the anticipation rise, and let's continue to embark on this enlightening journey together. Joseph's suggestions were well received by Pharaoh and his officials. So Pharaoh asked his officials, "Can we find anyone else like this man, so obviously filled with the Spirit of God?" Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Since God has revealed the meaning of the dreams to you, clearly no one else is as intelligent or wise as you are. You will be in charge of my court, and all my people will take orders from you. Only I, sitting on my throne, will have a rank higher than yours." Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I hereby put you in charge of the entire land of Egypt." Then Pharaoh removed his signet ring from his hand and placed it on Joseph's finger. He dressed him in fine linen clothing and hung a gold chain around his neck. Then he had Joseph ride in the chariot reserved for his second in command. And wherever Joseph went, the command was shouted, "Kneel down!" So Pharaoh put Joseph in charge of all Egypt. And Pharaoh said to him, "I am Pharaoh, but no one will lift a hand or foot in the entire land of Egypt without your approval." Then Pharaoh gave Joseph a new Egyptian name, Zaphanath-Paneah. He also gave him a wife whose name was Azbinath. She was the daughter of Potiphar, the priest of On. So Joseph took charge of the entire land of Egypt. He was 30 years old when he began serving in the court of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. And when Joseph left Pharaoh's presence, he inspected the entire land of Egypt. As predicted, for 7 years the land produced bumper crops. During those years, Joseph gathered all the crops grown in Egypt and stored the grain from the surrounding fields in the cities. He piled up huge amounts of grain like sand on the seashore. Finally, he stopped keeping records because there was too much to measure. During this time, before the first of the famine years, 2 sons were born to Joseph and his wife Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, the priest of On. Joseph named his older son Manasseh, for he said, "God has made me forget all of my troubles and everyone in my father's family." Joseph named his second son Ephraim, for he said, "God has made me fruitful in this land of my grief." At last, the 7 years of bumper crops throughout the land of Egypt came to an end. Then the 7 years of famine began, just as Joseph had predicted. The famine also struck all the surrounding countries, but throughout Egypt there was plenty of food. Eventually, however, the famine spread throughout the land of Egypt as well. And when the people cried out to Pharaoh for food, he told them, "Go to Joseph and do whatever he tells you." So with the severe famine everywhere, Joseph opened up the storehouses and distributed grain to the Egyptians, for the famine was severe throughout the land of Egypt. And people from all around came to Egypt to buy grain from Joseph because the famine was severe throughout the world. Wow, 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 family. Look at Joseph's redemption. Now we've known, according to the parts that we have shared, Joseph was denied. His integrity was challenged. He was disrespected by his own brothers. And now, after going through these different challenges, Joseph, because of his faithfulness to God, his belief that God would see him through, he has now been elevated and he's risen above all of these challenges. Now we know we all have challenges in our lives, and there are times where it's not easy to rise above. However, this story is a reminder of it may not be easy, but it's not impossible. And as long as we continue to have God and keep him by our side, hey, nothing is impossible. Praise God, praise God. Now, if you haven't caught up on the incredible tale of Joseph and his brothers in parts 1 through 4, now's the perfect time to dive in. So whether you are a seasoned follower of Voices of Joy or a new member of our family, enjoy this amazing series. You'll really, really like it. Explore our other recordings with Bible verses and captivating stories on any of our platforms. There is so much more to discover and share together, family. I'm looking forward to it. We all are. So stay connected with Voices of Joy Voiceovers on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. For our podcast fans, catch the joy on Spotify Podcasts, Amazon Music and Audible, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Pocket Casts. Don't miss out on our new recordings shared every Monday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us for a joyful start to your week. Dear family, we thank you so very much as we celebrated our 6-month anniversary. Wow, does time fly in such a wonderful way. We send a heartfelt thank you for spending precious parts of your days with us. You are spreading the joy by tuning in, following, subscribing, and sharing our recordings with others. Thank you for being a fantastic part of the Voices of Joy community. We wish you an absolutely extraordinarily blessed rest of your day on purpose. You deserve it. Until next time, this is Voices of Joy Voiceovers signing off with love.